Nickelodeon. Nickelodeon. On the Lord hut, here a hut. On the Lord hut, here a hut. On the rickety-tickety-low while living #1 Nickelodeon.
Aren't you glad you got your Nickelodeon? Aren't you glad
you
got
watching,
your Nickelodeon?
you watching Nick?
Aren't you glad
you watching Nick?
It doesn't matter where you are, when Nickelodeon there you are. Better off by far. Nickelodeon.
Say hey, say hi, say ho. Yeah, yeah, Nickelodeon.
Be-doo, 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 bop, dee-bop, Nickelodeon, be-doo, be-doo, bop, dee-bop, Nickelodeon, yeah.
Be-doo, be-doo, you wop, dee-bop, Nickelodeon, be-doo, be-doo, bop, dee-bop, Nickelodeon, be-doo, be-doo.
I'm here with my friends. Nickelodeon. The song Nickelodeon.
Nickelodeon. Lodion. Ooh. Ruff, 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 ruff. Bow, wow, 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 yum. Nickelodeon, Nickelodeon, Nickelodeon.
Nickelodeon. Waiting for you every day. Nickelodeon.
Shooby-dooby-doo-wop, la 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 la. Shooby-dooby-doo-wop, la 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 la. Shooby-dooby-doo-wop, Nickelodeon. Tra-la, tra-la-la-la-la. Twilly-twilly-dum. Bang, bang, shoo-little-lulu, Nickelodeon. 1, 2, 3. It's time for the network of mine, Nickelodeon. Nickelodeon, your TV network. Nickelodeon, the place for kids. Nickelodeon. Nick, 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 nick. Do-wop, 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 wow. 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 Nick, 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 Nickelodeon. Nick, 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 nick. Do-wop, shoo-wop,
Do-wop, shoo-wop,
do-wop, shoo-wop, wow. Do-wop, shoo-wop,
do-wop, shoo-wop,
do-wop, shoo-wop, wow. Do-wop, shoo-wop, do-wop, shoo-wop, do-wop, shoo-wop, wow. Do-wop, shoo-wop, do-wop, shoo-wop, do-wop, shoo-wop, wow. Do-wop, shoo-wop, do-wop, shoo-wop, do-wop, shoo-wop, wow. Nick, 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 Nickelodeon.
Nick, 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 nick.
Nickelodeon.
Nick, 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 nick.
Nickelodeon. On the Lord hut, here a hut.
Nick,
On the Lord hut, here a hut.
Nick, Nick.
On the rickety-tickety-low while living #1 Nickelodeon.
Aren't you glad you got your Nickelodeon? Aren't you glad
You watching,
got
you watching,
your Nickelodeon?
you watching Nick?
Aren't you glad
You watching, you watching, you watching Nick?
It doesn't matter where you are, when Nickelodeon there you are. Better off by far. Nickelodeon.
Say hey, say hi, say ho. Yeah, yeah, Nickelodeon.
Be-doo, 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 bop, dee-bop, Nickelodeon, be-doo, be-doo, bop, dee-bop, Nickelodeon, yeah.
Be-doo, you wop, dee-bop, Nickelodeon, be-doo, be-doo, bop, dee-bop, Nickelodeon, be-doo, be-doo.
I'm here with my friends. Nickelodeon. The song Nickelodeon.
Nickelodeon.
waiting for you every day. Nickelodeon.
Shooby-dooby-doo-wop, la 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 la. Shooby-dooby-doo-wop, la 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 la. Shooby-dooby-doo-wop, Nickelodeon. Tra-la, tra-la-la-la-la, twirly-twirly-tom. Bang, bang, shoo-little-lulu, Nickelodeon. 1, 2, 3. It's time for the network of mine, Nickelodeon. Nickelodeon, your TV network. Nickelodeon, the place for kids. Nickelodeon. Nick, 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 Nick. Do-wop, 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 wow. 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 Nick, 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 Nickelodeon. Do-wop, shoo-wop, wah. Do-wop, shoo-wop, do-wop, shoo-wop, 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 do-wop, shoo-wop, wah. Nick, 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 Nickelodeon.
Nick, 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 Nick.
Nickelodeon.
Nick, 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 Nick.
Nickelodeon. On the Lord Hut, here we hut.
Nick.
On the Lord Hut, here we hut.
Nick, Nick.
On the Ricky Ticky Low, while living #1 Nickelodeon.
Aren't you glad you got your Nickelodeon? Aren't you glad
You watching,
got
you watching,
your Nickelodeon?
you watching, Nick?
Aren't you glad
You watching, you watching, you watching, Nick?
It doesn't matter where you are, when Nickelodeon let you are better off by far. Nickelodeon. Nickelodeon.
Say hey, say hi, say ho. Yeah, yeah, Nickelodeon.
Be-doo, 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 bop, dee-bop, Nickelodeon, be-doo, be-doo, bop, dee-bop, Nickelodeon, yeah.
Be-doo, you wop, dee-bop, Nickelodeon, be-doo, bop, dee-bop, Nickelodeon, be-doo.
I'm here with my friends. Nickelodeon. The Nickelodeon.
Nickelodeon, Lodian, ooh. Ruff, 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 bow, wow, 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 yum. Nickelodeon, Nickelodeon, Nickelodeon.
Nickelodeon. Waiting for you every day. Nickelodeon.
Shooby-dooby-doo-wop, la 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 la. Shooby-dooby-doo-wop, la 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 la. Shooby-dooby-doo-wop, Nickelodeon. Tra-la, tra-la-la-la-la, twirly-twirly-tom. Bang, bang, shoo-little-lulu, Nickelodeon. 1, 2, 3. It's time for the network of mine, Nickelodeon. Nickelodeon, your TV network. Nickelodeon, the place for kids. Nickelodeon. Nick, 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 Nick. Do-wop, 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 wow. 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 Nick, 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 Nickelodeon.
Hello. How do I sound? Do I sound okay? Let me know if you can hear me. Cool, perfect. All right. Let's get started. Thank you all so much for showing up. I genuinely appreciate it. All right. Hello. Welcome. I'm HibbySloth. This is my first stream. I greatly appreciate all the people showing up. I'd like to start off the stream by going over what had happened to me a couple months ago. I had gotten real sick back in, I think, early November. I was just getting pain in my arms and legs. Don't want to get too much into it because I know some people might not be here for that, but I just wanted to say to anyone that reached out to me or anyone that, you know, DM'd me about it, shared my tweets, donated money to me, I can't thank you enough for your support. Without the help that you guys gave me, I wouldn't have been able to pay my bills that month. I would have struggled with my care doctor at the time, who really wasn't doing their job. I had to end up finding another doctor, but it helped me get closer to finding what my problem was and to eventually get to a recovering point where I can get to what I was wanting to do, and that's this. You know, it's a bit late. I was kind of hoping to do this in November, but here we are. Thank you so much. So what is HibbySloth? I don't know, man. I'm a green sloth. I live in the rainforest in my treehouse, and I play video games. Sometimes I draw, and if you want to stick around and enjoy that, you're more than welcome to. Today, I want to stream a game that I was hoping to stream a couple months ago before I got sick. That didn't end up happening, and it's kind of fallen off since then. But I find charm in it. It appeals to me. I was hoping to show off and kind of gush about what I like about Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl. But before I actually boot that up, I have something else to do. I'd set this up a couple months ago. It's some speculation squares. I want to talk your heads off about the first top 5, which I think are the most likely that are going to be DLC, and the bottom 5 are just pie in the sky stuff that I would love to see that just it's not going to happen. You know, this is Viacom. So yeah, let's get started. First square, far left. Who could it be? Good guess, Dig. Jenny. XJ9, the teenage robot. This is one that I was kind of surprised didn't make the initial roster cut. Probably because, like, I don't know, it was a short-lived show, very, like, cult following, fan favorite. But as far as rosters go, she makes sense for a fighting game. You know, she fights bad guys in her show. There's some other obscure characters on the roster. You got All Real Monsters and Nigel Thornberry, the Klasky Chupa duo. So, I don't know. I think Jenny makes a lot of sense. She was requested a lot back when I was following the game and in the Nick Brawl Discord. Yes, I'm trash. Anyway, box 2. Who do you think this might be? Any guesses, chat? Guesses on box 2 is going to be before I pull the curtain? DI Bad Jimbo. Not yet. Not yet, Dig. It's actually none of those. It's Timblo Turnbro, Tim, the Bucktooth Boy himself, Bitch Fart Man's classic Nicktoon. I liked Fairly Odd Parents back in the day. Really indifferent to it now, but this was one that felt odd to be missing from the roster. No pun intended there. I think the biggest thing that holds this character back is licensing. In other territories, I think like in some parts of the world, Nelvana owns the rights to this show. So Nick would have to pony up some money to them to release this character in other countries. Hi Cody, thank you for coming. I appreciate it. But if Nick was satisfied with the sales of this game and wants to pony up, I could see Timmy getting in. Anyway. Poof. No. God, could you I Cody, thank you for following. I really need to move that up. Let's see. Figure out where that is. Thankfully that's fixed on the normal stream. So just don't worry about little sponge there getting cut off. Moving on to the third box. Now, this one previously guessed in the chat. Before I get to that, Jirachi, you bring up a good point. Predator could be the problem. Some people said that, but I think his name escapes me. The creator of My Life as a Teenage Robot had said on Twitter there shouldn't be any licensing issues with Jenny. He was saying Viacom owns the rights, so I don't think Predator is holding anything up per se. I think it actually is specifically Nirvana for Timmy. I would hope at least. That said, it is suspect there's no Predator anything in the base game here. Because like Danny Phantom isn't Predator, he's like Butch Hartman's studio, Billion Fold or something. Anyway, I was gonna go to the third box. Jimmy. Like, yeah, this is one that's a no-brainer. Hugh Neutron was trending when this game was announced. Why Jimmy didn't make the initial cut, you know. I mean, I say I don't know, but I do know why this game was plagued with budget problems. But this is one that makes a lot of sense. You know, Jimmy has a lot to pull from moveset. I didn't go over Timmy. Timmy would obviously use his fairies, but Jimmy would have his inventions. He could be a couple. There could be some good stuff he could use. I don't know. I can't think of anything off the top of my head. It's been a long time since I've watched this show. Yeah. Hugh would be funny. A lot of people wanted Hugh. I think that would be a good one to appease like the early Twitter fanatics. The pizza is aggressive neutral Pete. Oh my god. Oh yeah, Goddard. Goddard would be a good part of his moves. For some reason my mind was going to the shrink ray, and I'm like, that can't work I don't know how that would work in a fighting game. But yeah, Jimmy seems like a no-brainer. Moving on to box 4 of characters I think that are likely is Rocco. This is one that I was really surprised wasn't on the base roster. You have a bunch of old 90s Nicktoons here, and Rocco was like the 4th Nicktoon after Doug, Ren and Stimpy, and Rugrats. Was without Rocco there'd be no SpongeBob. I was kind of surprised. I can't imagine Rocco fighting. So they could pull a situation where they didn't put in Arnold and put in Helga. Maybe they could have Heifer or Filbert. You know, he could have a wash his hands counter move or something. But I'd like to see Rocco. I think they could make maybe a very indirect fighter out of him. Maybe he could use like the Succomatic from that one episode or Spunky. I don't know, but I think he would be a good one. Yeah. Fun fact, Cody. The Netflix movie and the Rocco Netflix movie and the Zim movie were both greenlit when the Hey Arnold movie was made, right? And the Hey Arnold movie was released on cable, and it bombed because nobody's watching cable. So Nick, at the time, without their streaming service that they have now, wanted to recoup their money, and instead of putting these out on cable as a risk, sold those streaming rights to those movies to Netflix. There shouldn't be any issues with Netflix holding Rocco back. I think there's some data mines that have some items that they're going to add later this year, and one of them is Rocco related, so I think that one's kind of out of the bag. I think Rocco could happen. Brain Meat says, really, really big man. I mean, we have Powdered Toast Man. Really, really big man with his nipples of the future would be really cool. Moving on, the final 5th box of likelihood. I don't know. I think they're likely, but like there'll probably be some other character that gets in before them. You know, more SpongeBob or Avatar or something. But I want the Angry Beavers. This was one of my favorite Nicktoons growing up. Very underrated. I think they could work as a duo. Everybody likes to say like, oh, they're the ice climbers. I could see it like maybe one's following the other, or it's a tag team type of thing, or it could be a Banjo-Kazooie situation where one's using the other as like moves, which there's already a character that does that with like in this game. It's Ren and Stimpy. But the Angry Beavers could be really good. They could have like a stump move. They could throw logs. Wasn't there like, I'm trying to think. I'm thinking of like Barry. There was like a bear in that show. I don't know what Barry could do, but I would love the Angry Beavers. Yeah, Florpus was great, Diggy. Felt like I was back in 2002. Like I didn't miss a beat. It was great to see Zim again. I loved Static Cling. Also, Sriracha Jirachi. The Jungle movie was good. I've got a few hangups with it, like very minor. I always thought Hey Arnold was this show that kind of, it wasn't set in reality, right? Like, you know, it had some weird stuff. You have a football shaped head kid. You have a friend that looks like a bong, but it kind of was grounded. You know, you had episodes where like there was the ghost on the haunted train, but it was kind of put itself in this reality. So spoilers for whoever didn't see Hey Arnold Jungle movie. If you care, just stop watching me. But there is a part of the movie where Abner hijacks and gets on an airplane. And for some reason, and like a lot of stuff that happens in the jungle, it's like, this feels out of tone to Hey Arnold, but maybe I'm just old and not looking at it right. I liked the movie. I thought it was great. But I'm going on a tangent. Y'all are here for games, and I got to get through this. Anyway, the last row are, like I said, are characters that I feel I would personally really love to see and have no chance in hell. Starting with my first, Henry and June. Who else would it be? The hosts of Kablam, my favorite cartoon growing up, full of fantastic shorts. If you follow me, you'll know I made this. I came up with a moveset when this game was announced, and my idea would be that Henry and Jude would be like palette swaps, or almost semi-clones that would fight using characters from the shorts that were on there. Like they would throw the Action League, or use, like, for example, here I had Loopy with Snow Lady, which I think was my favorite episode of Loopy. Akira Dolce! Thank you for following. I sincerely appreciate it. But I mean, this picture kind of speaks for itself. This was back before we knew how the game actually worked, so I drew a super. And this game, let me break it to you folks, this game does not have supers. But I don't know. I absolutely adored Kablam. I loved the shows that came out of it. That was not the right image. Kablam scared the absolute fuck out of you as a kid. Any particular reason? Was it Prometheus and Bob or the Action League? Any of those shows creep you out? I mean, Life with Loopy was a little uncanny. Like a lot of the Oh, Cody, thank you for hosting. Fun fact, I didn't think anybody would ever host. I have a temp sound there. The yo, I should actually update that. But yeah, no, Kablam. Let's see, I remember watching you draw that. Aw. Yeah, of course you did, you dingus. You live with me. Well, you didn't at the time. It was the stop motion. Yeah, like I remember reading that the idea behind Kablam is let's make non-cartoon cartoons. And you know, it's like, well, what does that mean? And it's like, I don't know, figure it out. So you had Action League, which was dubbed this Chuckamation show, where you had stop motion action figures and sometimes you threw them. There was Life with Loopy, which was puppetry, but with like paper heads that were really creative. You had stop motion with Prometheus and Bob. Sniz and Fondue, which was a cartoon. Fun fact, was almost the original fourth Nicktoon, but was passed down for Rocco. And was also going to be a show after Kablam, but was passed up yet again because, well, not passed up. It was actually dropped because the creator was having some creative differences with Nick, and that opened up a slot for another show. Guess what other show took Sniz and Fondue's place? SpongeBob. So you have to thank Sniz and Fondue stepping away for us having SpongeBob as early as we did. So that's kind of funny. Yeah, no, Kablam's not been on in a long time. If you have Paramount Plus, it is on there. Not every episode. Legally, they can't air every episode. There's some Angela Anaconda episodes that, you know, they can't air because they don't own that show. I think Fox eventually got that. Anyway, I'm on a tangent. Let's move on. It's clear I love Kablam. It's clear I would love to see it represented, but it's clear it'll never be in because it's unmarketable. Nope. Nickelodeon doesn't own any of those shorts. They're all creator owned. But I'm moving on. Speaking of creators, this one's a bit spicy. My number 2 pie in the sky want. The Cat Scratch Trio. Okay, first up, I don't like Doug TenNapel. I think he is a horrible human being with horrible views. That said, he doesn't own this show anymore. Nick does. But it's extremely underrated and short-lived. I would love to see a 3-in-1 character with these three. I think it would be really creative. I love the designs. I've always had, I hate to admit it, I've always had like a very soft spot for Doug TenNapel's art style and characters. But, and that, you know, that hurts now because of what he turned out to be, a piece of shit. But as long as he wouldn't get any money for it, if Nick were crazy and it's like, hey, let's use these characters we buried and would still bury if people like them because we don't want to associate with TenNapel. Yeah, I would love to see these three. I agree, Cody. I'm wary because my thoughts on it are kind of tarnished. That said, Earthworm Jim's coming back and it has nothing to do with him, and he said trans rights. So good for him. Good for Earthworm Jim. I can already tell that the final square is King Goobot. Listen, I almost put King Goobot on this. I love that character. I think he's hilarious. But no, I didn't put that on. Anyway, number 3. I just put up 2 fingers in real life, just letting y'all know. Number 3, Harvey Beaks. You know, we've got Loud House in here. Why can't we have another semi-new one? But this show was done dirty. This was one of the many shows under Nickelodeon, from my knowledge, I haven't watched cable in years, that didn't do well ratings-wise and was dumped on the Nicktoons network. I don't know how Harvey would fight. I mean, I wouldn't have been able to tell you how most of the characters in this game would have fight. But I would have loved Harvey. I think that would be a great pick. I don't have much to say other than C.H. Greenblatt is a treasure. He wrote some of the best SpongeBob episodes. And please watch Jellystone on HBO Max if you can, because that is the current cartoon he's working on, and it is delightful. Absolutely delightful. Jenny is based. Prismia. Absolutely based. Moving on to box 4, we have Nickelodeon trans rights character Otis the Cow. I have a soft spot for Barnyard. It's a very ugly show. It's but the humor was there, and I respect the team behind it immensely. They were working on that show, fun fact, knowing very well that they had been canceled before the show even came out. It had gotten an axe because a new executive came in, and they, already greenlit to do this few seasons, and they were going to do it. They were having a blast with recording. There was an episode, I don't know what the episode was, but I read about that they were doing a song at the recording booth singing Dick Tits. And when a exec came in or some producer saw what they were doing, the crew said, "What are you going to do? Fire us more?" I respect Barnyard a lot for that. I think Otis would be a really dumb character. And it did bring a lot of memes, Prismia. There's a lot of great Barnyard memes. It's one of those shows that lives on through memes, kind of like Fairly Odd Parents has a couple. SpongeBob has a lot. Jimmy Neutron's got a few. Barnyard is able to hit meme culture a little bit. I think this character would be deserved. And now the craziest one I have on this list. Take some guesses. Anybody? I want to see you guess. Make y'all wait a little bit. Who do you think my 5th pie in the sky pick is. I want to see if y'all know me. I know a lot of you do know me in here, so maybe one of you will guess. Sora Kingdom Hearts. Nintendo beat up to that, unfortunately. Kid from that show gets memed on a lot. Oh yeah, the snotty boy. Snap from Chalk Zone. Considered Snap. I love that character in particular. Not big on Chalk Zone. I really liked the Oh Yeah cartoon shorts from that, but once it became a show, it just kind of didn't work. I don't know if it was the writing, but I love Snap. Dora. Snap maybe? Huh? Snap would be good. Face from Mick Jr. MC Back Commander was on the hub. Shay. So no. I'm gonna go ahead and reveal it. The Dancing Lobsters. Bring in the Dancing Lobsters. I don't know how they'd fight. I don't care how they'd fight. It's the Dancing Lobsters. It's the best part of the Amanda Show. It's the only thing we can salvage from the god-awful footman himself that will not be named. The Dancing Lobsters. I'm just that's all I need. Do I even need to explain? It's just the Dancing Lobsters. Thank you for listening to me ramble. I've always loved doing this type of stuff when Smash Brothers was out, so like doing this for this game was fun, especially since I love a lot of Nick. Anyway, it's time to play video games, and for me to talk your head off about why this game actually did its homework. We're gonna boot it up, and let me know if the sound is good on it, if I have to turn it up any, because if it's not good, I will fix the sound for y'all. Actually, where are my manners? Before I start, we were having some issues with follows and notifications. I'm going to go over everyone who followed or gave a notification earlier before I start, because I immensely appreciate it. Let's see. Starting off, we have first follower for this stream was Chi Moogle. Oh, my cousin. Chi, if you're watching, thank you. Thank you for coming in. Thank you for following. I love you dearly. Next up is my boy Sriracha Jirachi. Thank you so much. I'm glad we've been friends for as long as we have. Thank you for coming in. My dear friend Potty Rat, thank you for following. Shay, my another dear friend, Shay, thank you so much for following. Sir B of Delphic, thank you for following. Cody Jones and Akira Dolce, thank you both so much. Thank you all. I eventually appreciate people coming out here to watch me talk my head off about whatever my current interest is. Anyway, video games. Anyway, video games.
Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl.
Now, I'm going to start off by just saying this game is very low budget. Fred Fox is playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel. Of course you are, Fred. I hope you hear this one day. But this game is extremely low budget and for a reason. Nickelodeon had approached the dev behind Slap City, Ludosity, to create this game, but gave them barely any of a budget to actually make it. So the presentation's not really that great. I'm going to do some stock matches to kind of warm up. I doubt anybody's playing this online, so I don't think you're going to see me going toe-to-toe. But this game, in everywhere but presentation, I think did its homework. A lot of these characters have lovingly crafted movesets. They play really well. The game is solid. It's just not worth its price tag. It should really be cheaper, I think. Anyway, let's show you all a match. It's a bit loud. I'm just now seeing that. I'm sorry. Let's turn this down. Let me know. Is this any better? Tell me if that's too low too. A little bit higher. How about now? Okay, we're gonna get this figured out, so I'm gonna wait. Can you hear me now? Yeah, let me know if this is good. Okay, perfect. Perfect. We've got it. We've got it. This is food. This is food. You know what? We're eating lasagna. Let's go to Garfield's stage. I want to talk about this. I'll tell you what isn't a bop. A lot of these tracks in these games. This poor team. Some of these songs aren't that great. I'm gonna be honest. But I appreciate this game for other reasons. Not the loading times.
Ready? 3, 2, 1, go!
Okay. So I'm gonna pause for a second. Not really a good way to show it, but we're fighting on a giant tin of lasagna in one of Garfield's dreams. What a creative idea for a stage. They could have just done, like, the kitchen or something. But no, this is a pretty good idea for a move. Not moveset, for a stage. Speaking of moves, though, man, seeing Garfield in a platform fighter is hysterical. We got burps. We got foot stomps, if I can actually pull it off. I'm rusty. Let's see. Reptar also hits pretty hard, so remember that. There we go, with the pie. We got a pounce. The pies are interesting. There's two different types of pies, and they come out in the same sort of fashion. You got like the blueberry or pies, and then you got a cream pie, which do different things. I love that move in particular because it's a reference to the opening of Garfield and Friends, which is a nice touch. We got the Falco kind of dive here, which is really funny on Garfield. Does Garfield have a counter? I don't think so. He's got like Incineroar's jump. Oh, that's what I get for looking at chat. Let's see. We got a yawn move. See if I can pull this off here. The lasagna move is interesting. It's got a very small hitbox, but if you hit it, it actually does a lot of damage. So it's just like a setup move. Samba la bamba. Ay caramba. Yes. Love that. That was my introduction to Garfield. I didn't know what Garfield was until I watched that show on Nickelodeon, no less, as a kid. I have fond memories of it. I had one of those walkie-talkie toy things from like the one from Home Alone, whatever that was called, and I would put it up to the television, and I would record things on the TV. And I remember I would do that, and I remember I did that to an episode of Garfield and Friends. And I would annoy the hell out of my parents with it. Poor Mama and Papa Sloth. Oh, Lago Bunny, thank you for coming in. Oh, and I've not shown off the Pookie move, so this is a setup. You just drop the bear, his iconic, whatever bear, and you pull it back. No matter where it's at, it'll come back to you, so it's like a setup move. I am doing rough. But this is fine, you know, it's been a couple months since I picked this up. Talk Boy, thank you, Brain Meat. They were called Talk Boys. I like the turkey-like move. I like that it's big. You know, that's a really, like, good move visually, I think. Oh boy, the Bill Murray accident. Yeah, I went to that movie as a kid. Another fun story about HibbySloth Hibby. Also, I didn't want a rematch, but I guess I will. I remember sitting in a theater with Mama Sloth. We saw a preview for the Garfield movie, and all it was a couple clips. It was Garfield shaking his ass to old-time rock and roll, and him falling in a lasagna truck. And my mom said to me, we need to go see that movie if that's the only funny parts of the movie. And let me tell you, we went to see that movie, And those were the only funny parts in that movie that we liked, and we hated it. We hated Bill Murray's Garfield. Oh my god. My first exposure to Garfield was the Christmas special where they went to John's family farm. That's such a good special. Garfield's got a few good ones. If I had to recommend any Garfield content, it would be Garfield and Friends is a legitimately good cartoon. The special Prismeek is talking about. And I think Here Comes Garfield. That special was really good. For Garfield related media, yeah, Here Comes Garfield. That one's really good. Bill Murray's Garf. What's the fun fact, Cody? Try to remember any parts of the live action films. I can't! I remember just how ugly CGI Garfield was, Dig. I still consider it one of the best Christmas specials ever. It's really good. Jim Davis was doing some pretty nice stuff with Garfield in terms of TV specials. There was some special, I forget the name, that they wanted to do, but no network would pick it up because it was too dark, and it was about like Garfield and John losing their home. I want to say it was called Garfield's Judgment Day? Like, what kind of title? I don't know if that ever happened. Looks like my brain's turned off and I've almost three-stalked him, so I guess I'm getting back into it. Oh yeah, lasagna into the yawn. Never too good at like hitting the burps. I tend to miss the burps a lot. Except that one. Whoa! It's close. The director of that movie has the same name as another... Oh! I know that story. Yeah, he thought... I can't think of it. I can't think of the name, but he thought he was working with that director and it was the wrong one. Garfield sure does... Yeah, no! I got so into this game, I forgot to actually kind of go over the moves. Make sure I'm pressing the right buttons. Okay, Brawler Select. Let's actually go back to the main menu. I want to go to Training. Because I really want to show off what Garfield can do, because I immensely appreciate how they translated him into a fighting game character. It is exactly the same as in Cineroar, Kira Dolce. Let's see, Battle... Training, there it is, there it is. Alright, let's put on Bibbed Garfield, that's the only way to play him, and Cat Dog. Oh, well, let's do Cat Dog again. Level 0. And let's give him his hat. Yeah, there's only one alt in this game. That's another problem with Viacom. What's another stage that I like? Let's go to the Hey Arnold stage. Let's go to Traffic Jam.
Versus Cat Dog.
Imagine if David Lynch wanted you to star in a live-action adaptation of Thundercats, except it's a David Lynch who's only known for maiming Christmas Vacation and star... Oh, God. Yeah, Bill Murray was done dirty, and he knows it.
3, 2,
Judgment Day got published as a picture book in 1999. Interesting. Let me pause real quick, because I want to read through the chat. I feel like I'm missing a few things. Aristotle! It's good to see you. Hey! Yeah, I thought he was working with the Coen... Yeah, the Coen brothers. He thought it was one of the Coen brothers, or both of them. It probably just one, because there was one director on this. Yeah, thank you. That's what it was. And he, he ended up being attached to a garbage movie. I think it's funny that Bill Murray played Garfield in the live-action film, and somebody played his character in Ghostbusters in the same person that did Garfield's voice. Lorenzo Music played his character in Ghostbusters in the cartoon, so they were kind of connected that way. Just fate. Anyway, I want to show off Garfield. Let's see. I like that his crouch is just the lazy, all on fours pose. His dash is great, because he's not really dashing, he's just kind of slumping. I think that's the best dash in any fighting game I've seen. Let's see, his specials, we got the pie that I was doing earlier. We got the cream pie and the 2 blueberry pies. Those make sense, Opening of the Garfield show has a line, with pies of all sizes. So, I guess fitting pies in there makes sense. Down special was Pookie, which is the bear you see him have a lot. And it's a setup move, like I showed you. The up B is the Incineroar recovery. I like that. I thought that was a kind of a funny thing to give him. The only piece of Garfield media I've consumed other than the second live-action movie is the shit Mika streamed around Christmas. Yes! Oh, that stuff's wonderful. Oh, man. Let me push Cat Dog over here. Get out of the way, bud. Let's see. And then there's light and heavy attacks, which... So, let's see. We have this move, which is just swatting a spider. I wasn't using it any. I keep forgetting to use this move. Let's see. We have, Garfield's kicking Odie off the table move. I thought when I found out this was a move, I lost it. This is just what Garfield does to Odie. It's kicking him off the table. The up for this move is a donut. Fitting, you know, it's a quick move. It's supposed to be like a mix-up tool. And then for the heavies, you have the lasagna, which is a move you're supposed to time right for huge damage. There's the turkey leg. And then there is the SWAT here with his cane and top hat, which, like I mentioned earlier, was the Garfield and Friends reference. They got some other cute little animations, like his block is really cute. His taunt's nice. He's sleeping and telling people to shoo. Oh, bye, Cat Dog. Yeah, this music is one of the better ones. You know, it doesn't actually match perfectly with, like, the amazing soundtrack that is Hey Arnold. But this is nice. It does its job. It's not the carnival stage. I'm probably going to put y'all through the carnival stage later. In advance, I'm sorry about that. You know, it's got really bad music. Anyway. That's Garfield. He's got a few in-air moves I didn't show. There's the burp I was doing. This move, I don't know what this is. Just him screaming, I think. And the pie again in the air. So I think there's some other air moves I'm forgetting. Yeah, the yawn. There's the yawn. There is the stomp. The yawn's a good one because that's just like a good nod to the comics. There's this one, which is another one, where he has a thought bubble that either says lasagna or Mondays with a sad face. Charging Chuck says, new to NSB? No, actually. I've been playing this since launch. I got it on PC, and then when I got really sick and couldn't go to my computer, I got it on Switch. So I bought this game twice. I'm garbage. I'm sorry. Haven't seen you around on Twitch. This is my debut stream, so welcome. Thank you for showing up. I wanted to stream this game months ago, but I, saved it for here. Spent a while making these little characters at my desk. But thank you for coming around. I thought the lasagna one said Baltimore. Let's look at that again. Baltimore. Yeah, Garfield is hitting people with the Baltimore move. Let's get these guys up. Yeah, the lasagna Mondays bubble does a little bit of damage. And then, yeah, the Falco, like, kick spin. One of my favorite Garfield moves. It's just so funny to see him use. Like, Falco's move. You'll get that deep cut. Apple Core, Baltimore. Who's your friend? Me. But yeah, that's Garfield. We're going back to the Brawler Select. Since I doubt anybody is still playing this game online, and I will check. I might just go through the single player mode, which is very bare bones, just to warn y'all. That's another thing that didn't really get done too well. But let's check online first. Let's see if anybody is playing this version. Let's see. Quick play. Oh yeah, I like that Zim's here. I like what they did with him. they made his moveset based around his backpack, which leads for some very like thin hitboxes and not really good silhouette wise, but functional. It's fine. So yeah, nobody's showing up. Online lobbies. Are there any lobbies? There's one. There's one. There are 3 people playing this game other than me. This game, I told you this game was quickly forgotten, but as I'll just say, I'm just man-child, a huge fan of Nickelodeon stuff. I appreciate a lot about it. And as a huge fan of Smash Brothers, actually I have to thank Smash Brothers for getting me into Nintendo and video games as a whole. I appreciate this game a lot. You only hovered on the character select. Yeah, but it said waiting for somebody to show up, and no one did. They should show up immediately. I'm playing on Switch. No lobbies at this moment. Let's try that one more time. Yeah, Switch is dead. I would switch over to PC, but I've been having some issues with my computer. Currently set up on an Ethernet cable to USB. It goes out, and I'd rather be safe than sorry, so I'm just going to play this one. That said, I can do arcade. Smash Cup? Yeah, let me go into that, Cody. So, the only reason I had an N64 as a kid was because of Pokemon, you know, the Pokemon phenomenon, the craze of the 90s. And my mother, at the time, worked at a rental store where you could, you know, rent video games and movies. Well, you know, the olden days when cavemen kicked sticks and no Netflix existed. But, yeah, back then, she would rent me, like, Pokemon VHS tapes and N64 games. Like, that's how I got to play Stadium, Pokemon Puzzle League, and what ended up happening was that she saw Pikachu on the cover of Smash Brothers. It wasn't a blockbuster, it was actually more obscure than that. And I knew what Mario was, right? I knew what Donkey Kong was. I didn't know any of the other characters, you know, I didn't know what Zelda, or Metroid, or Kirby. You know, I had a friend at school convince me that Kirby was a new Pokemon. I had no idea, but I fell in love with Smash Brothers. Had to get a GameCube for Melee, and from there, just got into a wider palette of video games. So I could thank Smash Brothers for that. How old was I? Smash Brothers came out in '99, so I was maybe 7. Probably 7 years old. I almost wore my Kirby shirt tonight. Well, just save that for Thursday when we're doing Pokemon, Cody. You know, you can evolve Jigglypuff into Kirby if you beat the Elite Four 200 times and fight the Pokegods. I remember the Yoshi thing, where you could evolve Dragonite into Yoshi. Okay? Like, that was a weird one. Yeah. Smash Brothers got me into Nintendo, and eventually I branched off and played, like, Xbox, because that's where Banjo was, and eventually got into Sony, and, you know, just PC. But yeah, I have Pokemon and Smash Brothers to thank for that. Anyway, let's do some arcade. Let's do Garfield, and let's not do very easy. Let's do medium. Do some medium. Okay, we're going to fight April O'Neil on the Avatar stage. The Pokemon myths. Gosh. I can't remember much of the names. I know there was a bunch of, like, the starters. Hey, listen. I'll be the first to tell you that Nuts and Bolts is a great game. It's just... probably shouldn't have been Banjo, because people were wanting a platformer, but I love it. It's a great game. Here's your single-player interaction, folks. Text boxes. Anybody can exercise, but this kind of lethargy takes real discipline. Alright, Garf. This is April O'Neil on the scene. Extremely bare bones. But not what I'm here for.
3, 2, 1.
Garfield fucking awful Tuesday. Oof. Let's see. April just standing and kicking my butt. Won't have that. You can't take my Peekaboo. Yeah, Meryl, I'll never forget Peekaboo. That's what I thought Meryl was named for the longest time when, like, you know, I was a kid in school. And I mean, it didn't help that, like, magazines and stuff were calling it that. They were getting their information off the internet, you know? That's how I saw some of, like, the earliest Gen 3 Pokemon was through a magazine, I think. I think that's how I saw Kecleon and Wailmer and Azurill. Because I think those were the first 3 announced Gen 3 Pokemon. And they were shown off in Japan and then covered in, like, wet magazines and Cerebi.net, which I didn't know of at the time. I remember reading something about how Garfield hates Mondays because it's when John has to go back to work. Well, that would imply Garfield... Well, no, Garfield cares about John. He just cares about food more. I was about to say that would imply he cares about John, and I was like, probably does. Garfield's not cold-hearted. He's just selfish. Garfield's fucking awful Tuesday. It really is. He's had enough. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, you can dash in this game. Yeah, you can have, like, actual, like, dashing. Which, instead of, like, air dodging and stuff. The pie move is really nice. It's a little broken. I could spam that and probably win, but I don't want to. Bye, April. Alright, first character down. Next up, ooh, SpongeBob. We're gonna fight SpongeBob. Here we go. Don't forget that Lyman hasn't been seen. Yeah. I'm a PC too. Always good to see new folks in the community. It's good to see someone discovered me because of this game. Thank you for coming in. I've loved this game since it came out. I was following it when it was still being announced, or still in the hype phase of, like, pre-release. Frequented the Discord. I was really excited for it. But yeah, while I see the faults with it, and I'll call it out, I do appreciate this game. And I will give it props for what it does right, and it does do a lot right. Go over here, SpongeBob. God. SpongeBob about to take 40 Benadryls. Send his ass to hell. I love it. But if the next update can't do something yet... Yeah, well, yeah, I have a bad feeling this game will have trouble getting back in the public eye like it had. That said, it does have DLC planned, so we are going to get some stuff. You know, outside of the next character, which... worst kept secret. It's Shredder and a Double Dare stage, which I'm hyped for the Double Dare stage. That sounds dope. But there's paid DLC coming sometime this year. If it doesn't get canceled. I don't think it will. But that's happened before. There was a game that tried going after Smash before, and it was PlayStation All-Stars. And, yeah, Shredder. Let me go over that first. Yeah, so Shredder and Garfield were supposed to be in the base game, but the publisher wanted this game out before Christmas and had those characters... The work wasn't finished on them, so they were cut for free DLC. So Shredder's coming sometime this year. Garfield just came out like a month or two ago. Is this the... Yeah, he's the first villain of the cast. It would be Shredder. The fourth Ninja Turtle rep. Would you say that they focused on the right things given the budget? Absolutely. I would say with any video game, getting the gameplay down first is the most important aspect. If the game's not fun, you don't have much of anything. And the game's fun, but for fighting games, and I watch a lot of Maximilian, dude, and he said it best, voices and sound effects really help push your fighting game, and when it's not there, it's really noticeable. And without actually putting in the money and budget for voice acting, it turned a lot of people off. It does look very low budget, but like I said, I'm a huge 90s Nick fan. I love Garfield, ironically. I think there's a lot that I like in this, especially since I like platform fighters. But yeah, no, I think they did the right thing. I think Nick did the right thing reaching out to a dev that knew how to make a good Smash Brothers styled fighting game. But what was I gonna say? Yeah, so I think this game will still get DLC. But there was PlayStation All-Stars, which got cut super short. So that game did have a year's worth of DLC planned, and they only got, I think, 2 packs out. I think it was Cat from Gravity Rush, trying to think. Some dude from Starhawk, I think his name is Emmett. Zeus from God of War, and then like the dude from Dead Space were like the only 4 DLC characters. But they had more planned. Yeah, that game was unfortunate. That was another case of the dev team wasn't the problem. It was a lot of other factors. But we know a lot of characters they were going to try and do. I think Dart from Legends of Dragoon was one that was heavily known to be coming. Abe from Oddworld was going to be... I love Oddworld's plot. Those platformers are great, so I would have loved to see Abe be in a Smash Brothers style game. And I think the only other characters we know were like Tomba from the PS1 platformer Tomba. There was going to be a Journey stage. But yeah, no, the game got cut short because PlayStation All-Stars didn't make the money. It sold like 1 million copies, but it didn't make the money Sony wanted, and it had bad press, so a studio that was built to make PlayStation All-Stars was immediately shut down. Man. I got on such a tangent, I've not been paying attention to Helga. Oof. Oh yeah, that's another thing I didn't get to show off, but you can grab projectiles in this game, which I think is a neat touch and differentiates it enough from Smash Brothers. Xbox has enough cast to fill a fighter now. Yeah! Oh yeah, they do. I'd like to get into that sometime, but I don't think this stream's the one. I'm one of the fools that bought a PlayStation All-Stars on PS3 and Vita. Hey Cody, so did I. I was excited for that game, man. I adore Parappa the Rappa, and I'm like, I want to play this game just for him. And then I played the game, and I couldn't wrap my head around Parappa, and I ended up maining Sweet Tooth. Like, I know nothing about Twisted Metal, and it's like, that's the character that worked for me. Alright. We're fools together. Yeah. We are fools together. I'm proud to be a fool. Tomba would have been a cool deep cut edition. Yeah, it would have. That team really wanted to give us these deep cut characters, but just did not have the money to do it. Like, you had this small studio expected to go get Crash Bandicoot, Spyro, Cloud Strife, Solid Snake, Lara Croft, and it's like you're not Sakurai. You can't do that. The game was kind of doomed a little bit from the start, and that's not going into the super mechanic stuff, which kind of made the game a little bit of a slog to play, in my opinion. Everything else about it, you know, they like this game, they did their homework when it came to moves. Good love letter to a lot of PlayStation games in that one. But it's unfortunate. I would describe that game as unfortunate. This one I wouldn't. I would not describe Nick All-Star Brawl as unfortunate. I love lasagna. Thanks, Garfield. I don't have to sit here and explain myself to you. Classic Danny Phantom quote. We did get Sir Dan, Spike, and even Toro. Yeah, they gave us some good picks. It was great to see characters like that back. Especially, I love Sir Dan. I think that's a really nice character Sony has. I'm not a big fight game boy. Got into Smash Competitive briefly. Now I just play with friends as characters. Yeah, I don't like competitive, right? Like, I'm not big on like being good at fighting games. I'll be the first to tell you, I'm garbage at fighting games and platform fighters, but I adore playing them. I play them casually, and I think that's a perfectly fine way to play it. You're not doing it wrong. It's a great way to enjoy the game and not feel like you're doing it wrong. You can play these games honestly however you want them. Like, don't let anybody tell you you're playing a game wrong because you don't have items on, or you don't know how to wave dash into L cancel B forward, circle back. You are fine the way you are, and you don't need no man. Okay. That slap was nuts. Good thing you're already a ghost, Anna. You fucking ate. Yeah. This is a nice stage, too. This is like the FD of Nick Brawl. It's this Legend of Korra stage. That's a show I would describe as unfortunate as well. I wanted to get into it. I like Avatar, but that first season just really turned me off. I should give it another shot. Who do you like playing as in Smash? Well, my main since the beginning was Jigglypuff. I play a mean Jigglypuff. Lately, it's Banjo-Kazooie, because Banjo was always the character I wanted. What are you doing, Danny? What the fuck? Anyway, Banjo-Kazooie was the character I always wanted to see in Smash Brothers, even as a child. So the fact that they got in, blew my mind. Chatty Phantom. I main them. I play Jigglypuff. I like King K. Rool. That's another rare character that I'm glad's in the game. I like Mewtwo. I played a lot of Mewtwo in Melee. Anybody else? Wario's fun. I like Wario. There we go. That one was annoying. Nothing quite like landing a down B sleep clashing game. You've never watched Avatar and Korra? I would highly recommend Avatar. Korra's good. It's just there's some parts I don't really like. Any bitch Fartman character, I will never call him by his real name. Try and make me. Any of his characters look wrong in 3D. Fun fact about Danny Phantom, while I'm thinking about it. Did you know that not only is Bitch Fartman a hack, that he really didn't design the Danny Phantom characters? It was... what was his name? I actually have that saved somewhere. But it's somewhere in my... Steven Silver did concept art for the Danny Phantom characters, and he also designed characters for Kim Possible. I bet you're thinking about how they look similar now, huh? Because they do! What does Garfield say here? When I want in now. Alright, Garfield. Earth monkeys everywhere. Yeah, that's our Hot Topic Zim. That's our XD Giggle Squee Boy. Banjo's reveal gets me the most excited for Smash. Yes! So, I will talk your head off if I know what I'm talking about, and I'm going to do that again while I fight Zim. So, Banjo-Kazooie getting into Smash, even though Microsoft at the time already had a good working relationship with Nintendo, I always saw as impossible, right? Always did. Like I said, I got into video games because of Nintendo. I knew what Banjo was. Found out that he was an Xbox character, and I remember the Xbox Banjo-Kazooie 2006 trailer that Banjo was coming back. Nothing else announced about it, just that he was coming back. And oh my god, begged my parents for a 360. It's like, I gotta play Banjo. And there was some exciting aspects to that, you know? It's like, Banjo gets to be on a high-def console. You could get really good graphics. Maybe this could be Xbox's mascot. Maybe this is a good thing. And then the game got announced as Nuts and Bolts, and I wasn't turned off. I was indifferent. I was like, I was hoping for a platformer, but maybe I'll like it. And then I got it, and I did like it, but the problem was the game sold like garbage. And because of that, Microsoft restructured that entire studio. Rare got so many people let go of. That's why a lot of the people at Playtonic are where they're at now. There's not that many people at Rare that been there in the beginning, but there's a good chunk. There's the game designer of Banjo, Greg Mayles, creator of Sea of Thieves, is there. There's like a few people, but Rare got gutted and was put to making Kinect Sports. And I always viewed like what happened to Rare is like, well, Banjo's just off limits, you know. Banjo's dead. Rare's a Kinect studio. Rare kind of got, I wouldn't say Microsoft ruined them. I think it was just a bad sort of partnership. I think Rare kind of got bought in a time where they could have flourished in the GameCube and PS2 and Xbox era, and they were kind of stuck in a place where nobody could play their games, because like the Xbox is this console that really got its start through Halo and got popular because of Gears of War and all these. We were at a time where people liked shooters. Banjo was in a place where no one was going to play his games. Most platformers sell the least on Xbox, so he was kind of doomed there. My point is, I always viewed Banjo as impossible for Smash. I'm like, why would Nintendo ever ask for him, let alone Microsoft allow it? So the fact that it happened broke my mind. Like, I still can't believe that. It is an absolute dream come true. Aristotle says, Nuts and Bolts is a great game, but Banjo was just kind of tacked on. Still love the game, though, because where else can I build dick ships and win races? Exactly. There is no game like Nuts and Bolts. If that game had been anything else, would have been considered a classic, like Viva Pinata. But Banjo was very much tacked on to that concept, because, I'll be real, Rare was scared of making a platformer at the time. They didn't think it would sell, and rightfully so. Xbox audience didn't want them at the time. They might now. Great stuff like Ori, Cuphead. But yeah, Banjo was very tacked onto it. But I adore the game. I think it's super creative. I don't think the redesigns are all that great. I don't care about the square nose. But gameplay's solid. I'll never diss that game for its gameplay. The character I wanted the most in Smash was Rex from Xenoblade 2, but they said specifically he wasn't going to be in it. Yeah, when they announced the Mii costume, yeah, it was a shocker when Pyra got in. That was like, wow. Really good move on Sakurai's part. That Mondo Gecko in the background. I missed that earlier. Yeah, there's a lot of background stuff. Like the Danny Phantom stage, I don't know if we played on it yet. You can see the Box Ghost on it. The Wild Thornberry stage had Donnie and Darwin. I should have been pointing these things out, but I get so lost on tangents that it'd be hard. I miss it. Powdered Toast Man's an interesting pick for a character, I'll say that. I mean, it's a Ren and Stimpy character, but it's a little obscure, I would say. I know they make a lot of merchandise of Powdered Toast Man, surprisingly, but not a character I would have thought they would have put in here. Like initial announcement, it's like one of the first characters they announced was Powdered Toast Man. I'm like, that's cool. That's one of the more obscure characters you've got. I also missed Prismia earlier. I thought it was crazy as a kid thinking they looked similar. Right? I noticed similarities in Kim Possible and Danny Phantom. But yeah, no, same concept artist. It's kind of funny he was announced before Ren. Yeah, that's how I was like, okay, you put in Powdered Toast Man, but you haven't announced Ren and Stimpy. Ren and Stimpy's in this game. Like, never a doubt in my mind. But it was like, the real question was, are Ren and Stimpy in this game as one character, or are they separate? Because they need to be one character, and thankfully, they're one character. The devs know what they're doing with this game. Oof. Something else I forgot to show off is you have strafing. If I can get Powdered Toast Man off of me, I'll show that off for a second. You can do backwalks like this. I think one of the devs said they put that in late into development because of Duck Game. Anybody here play Duck Game? That's a really fun game to play. But yeah, that's why strafing's in this. To be fair, we also got Nigel and Helga instead of the main characters. Yeah, Nigel got in because of memes. I think Nigel initially Nick didn't want. I was reading in the Discord about it, and they had to the two characters they brought up they had to beg were Nigel and Lucy Loud, of all characters. Maybe Nick wanted a different Loud House character. I don't know. Powder Toast Man is throwing my ass. What was I gonna say? Slipped. Oh, Helga. Yes. So Helga's in this game because I think the dev said Helga is more suited for a fighting game. Like, I can't imagine Arnold fighting. Like, I could see him. But when I think of, like, what character in Hey Arnold would work in a fighting game? Oh, yeah. Helga. The girl that beats one dude almost every episode and has her fists named. Yeah. The banana suit would be worth it? Oh, absolutely. That would have to be their ult, right? It would have to be the banana suit. Not on my list, but yeah, Arnold should be DLC. Hey Arnold, probably under Kablam as my favorite Nicktoon. Fantastic. Ages like wine, gets better as you get older. Oh god! So this is the stage. This is the stage I was talking about that has god-awful music. I apologize in advance. The music's bad and the devs know it. They had something else made, but it got denied because Nick didn't like it or it didn't fit some sort of standards. So we got this instead. Also, the stage is hell to fight on. This music is liquid silence. Yes! Great way to describe it. It just hurts. It feels like I'm in hell. There's some cameos in this stage, too. I think Gary is on... There's Gary. Right up here. And there's, like, one of the fishes. I forget the name of the fish, but it's the one that experienced high tide is over there. Music go brrr. Sorry, brain bad after work day. You're all good, man. You should see how much I typo. Yoshi's New Island, great. God! Great comparison. I would say Quailman Doug should have been in this. You're absolutely right, Aristotle. Disney bought Doug in the 90s. So they... fun fact, Jumbo Pictures was the studio that had owned Doug and created it for Nick. Wanted to do a season 4, but Nick turned it down because Doug wasn't the hit they thought it was going to be. Like, it did okay. But they, out of Ren and Stimpy and Rugrats and Doug, they thought Doug was going to be the breakout initially. And it didn't make the money they wanted, so they didn't greenlight a season 4 because it was expensive to make the show. So Jumbo Pictures made a deal with Disney. Disney bought Jumbo, bought the rights to Doug. Nick owns their seasons of Doug, but Disney made their own seasons, and let me tell you, I don't really like Doug. I hate Disney's Doug more. Hey, gamer. Ape, my Izdubar, the ape of the hour. Thank you for coming in, buddy. Great to see you. Doug's first and last movie. I love that joke. I love that joke. But yeah, no, Doug was part of a corporate buyout. Doug is kind of like this game's Banjo, except this game unfortunately doesn't have the budget or the fans to push to get Doug in this game. He's also kind of like the Sora because it's Disney. Doug dies, the movie. Where can I watch that? Let's do another arcade. I can't do any online, unfortunately, because we're on Switch, but how about I show off another character? I'll show you my main before Garfield was put in the game. I like Reptar. Reptar is actually pretty fun. He's got a little bit of Yoshi, a little bit of Bowser in him. He's pretty fun. Let's fight with him. And we got the purple Reptar art. Alt. Excuse me. Excuse me. I can't speak. The Reptar alt. Purple Reptar alt. My point is I like it. It looks nice. Doug is very boring to go back to. Yeah, Doug is one of those shows that at the time was probably good and different, but it's not aged well. It's Barney. It is very Barney like. Purple burglar. I like purple Reptar. He hits hard. Oops. And this has insane range. Did I set that up for one stock? Oh, I probably did very easy. My apologies, folks. That's fine. Thorg hungry. Thorg want eat. Reptar had like 2 adversaries. There was Thorg, and then later on there was like Robo Snail, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong. Is that all the reference to Thorg? Maybe. I know Phil and Lil had a purple Reptar in the show. Or maybe I'm imagining things. Where the heck are we now? Yo, Thor. Listen, Nick Brawl devs, Ludosity, if you're watching me, and I highly doubt you are, my buddy Ape of the Hour will buy your game if you put in Thor. We need more monkey in this game. And I can't think of any Nickelodeon monkeys outside of like Darwin. And he's in this game as like a background character. I never watched Rugrats. I think it was just at the perfect time for not to me. That's fair. Rugrats, I was able to catch it because like Rugrats just was Nick SpongeBob before SpongeBob, right? They didn't milk it at first. From my understanding, they had canceled it and then brought it back with a lot of different people. There was a lot of behind the scenes drama. I think a lot of writers, or one of the people that worked on Rugrats, I think left to go make Recess. And some people stayed on with Rugrats, and that's when we got Dill and Kimmy and the movies, all that stuff. Was Zaboomafoo Nick? I think that was PBS Kids. But I do know Zaboomafoo's theme song is sung by the guy that did Donkey Kong's voice in the show, which I love. Was that the Monkey Quest in yeah, I remember Monkey Quest being in one of the Flash fighting games for Nick. That's an obscure reference. But yeah, that could be a monkey character. That makes so much sense. Yeah. Rugrats first few seasons were pretty like crazy. Like I remember there was an episode where Tommy got abducted by two old ladies and was called Boswick. Anybody remember that? Like Rugrats initially when it was written was like wild. And then when it came back it was kind of more cutesy. Not bad, just cutesy. You know, you had episodes about Chucky's mom and why she died. And I still cry about it. But it wasn't bad. But back then you had to worry about child abduction. Yes, Reptar's famous quote, growl. When do we get PBS Kids Fighter Z? Don't give me ideas. Do not give me ideas, Dickie.
Ready, 3, 2, 1.
Also the terrifying, oh yeah, that? Ape of the Hour is now following. Thank you, buddy. I sincerely appreciate it. Dude, the mom death episode was yeah, it was really... Rugrats was really good about touching some subjects like that. They were good about having good holiday specials, like there was the Hanukkah episode and the Kwanzaa one. And they were good about talking about death to kids, which had to be a hassle because another fun fact, I'm full of knowledge with Nickelodeon apparently. There was a rule in the early 90s for Nick that you couldn't bring up death. Couldn't say the word death. Couldn't bring it up. Old Green Dommy is now following. Thank you, Dommy. Good to see you show up. Thank you for following. Appreciate it, bud. But yeah, no, there was a rule where Nick Execs was like, you can't bring up death. You can't say death. You can't talk about that on a kid's show. We don't want it. And I remember there was a Hey Arnold episode where they said every word but die because there was an episode where Grandpa thought he was dying. And I know that my point is it had to be a hassle to probably talk about death in a Nick show around that time. But I think Nick got better about it as time went on because like Cat Scratch's theme song literally brings up about the old lady dying and giving the mansion to the cat, so I think they gave up on that. I think the show that got hit the hardest with like network scrutiny was probably Angry Beavers. Y'all, I'm sure a lot of you know the story about the show was ending and they wanted to do an episode that talked about how they were in a TV show and what reruns were and stuff like that. And Nick hated that. The show got canceled after that. And the audio exists for it. You can find it on YouTube. But it was never animated. Oh, Zim got done terribly. But it was less about Nick not wanting Zim. And it was just, this isn't getting the ratings we want. And it's millions of dollars per episode to animate. We can't fund anymore. So it literally got canceled at the beginning of its season 2. And I think it could be lost media now, but there was like scripts and descriptions of episodes for season 2. There was a TV movie going to be called Invader Dib, an episode that introduces Minnie Moose that comes through like Zim's nubs. He would come out of his nubs of his hands. Earthworm Jim's was WB. I think it did air on Kids WB. I think you're right. That's another good show. A lot of writers on Earthworm Jim went on to write Dave the Barbarian. Really funny Disney Channel show. They're a delight to read in the characters' voices. Oh yeah. I like comics that do that. There was a SpongeBob comics have been pretty good. There's an episode. There's a comic where Mr. Krabs becomes like a dictator. I would look into that and see if you can find that, because that's pretty good. I feel like no one remembers. It was 1 season long, and Dave the Barbarian, it didn't get the ratings Disney wanted, but man, was it funny. That show was so quotable. I still remember Steve, like the Steve the Egg song. I think it went like, Steve the Egg, Steve the Egg. How'd he wear pants without no legs? Steve the Egg, Steve the Egg. He woke up next to sausages. Pretty sure that was the song. But my favorite joke from that, by far, was, thinking quickly, Dave constructed a megaphone only using some string, a squirrel, and a megaphone. Just peak humor. Shame nobody on Disney watched it. Or not enough people Disney wanted to watch it. Yeah, 8 for the hour quoting it. Yeah, that is my favorite joke from that show. I would recommend it. I would say watch it on Disney Plus if it was on there. Hey Disney, put it on your streaming service. Nazapan, thank you for following. I sincerely appreciate it. Thank you so much. I was gonna mention that bit too. Yeah, there's a lot of shows I would love on Disney Plus that just aren't there. Dave's one of them. There's a lot of Muppet stuff. I'm a huge Muppet fan that just isn't on Disney Plus. I would love Muppets Tonight, which was like the 90s Muppet reboot. The one that introduced Pepe the King Prawn, okay? I love that Muppet. That should be on there. There's like 2 Muppet movies that are missing because Sony owns them. I think it's Muppets Take Manhattan and Muppets from Space. And I know Disney's doing a deal with Sony for the Spider-Man movies on Disney Plus, and if they don't get the Muppets, I'm gonna riot! I'll be like, what are you doing? Helga, our queen. I love Helga. Great character. Since this has mostly just been trivia night, let me talk your head off about another thing. So Craig Bartlett, the creator of Hey Arnold, wanted to pitch a cartoon to MTV. He wanted to create a show called The Patakis, which was an older teenage Helga, focused on her, and Arnold had moved away, and she was kind of dealing with that. Her mom actually would have been alcoholic, but MTV didn't want it, and Nick didn't feel like doing that to one of their shows would be good, even though they did that to Ren and Stimpy years later. But that could have been interesting, having this sort of Daria-esque Helga Pataki show. Let's see. Speaking of Ren and Stimpy, let's try them out. I like how they play. They're kind of like the banjo of this game. And let's put it back on medium. Sorry about that, guys. One Man Sloth Riot, also known as walking at normal speed. Ugh, I would have loved more Helga. Right? Helga was really good. I mean, I liked a lot of characters. Arnold was good, but Helga was very... Without Helga, I don't think Hey Arnold is as good as it is, you know? God. Adult Party cartoon is a travesty, and it is proof that John Kay is not what made Ren and Stimpy good in the first place, okay? It's proof. And I'm an idiot. Sorry about that. I gotta do some homework. I gotta make a comeback. Actually, no, I don't. This stage is just garbage. Not a big fan of this stage. This is definitely a casual stage. And it's fun to play on, but man, is it easy to die on. Honestly, Helga is probably one of my favorite cartoon characters ever. The way they went into depth about why she is who she... Yeah! Like, I mean, her mom clearly is supposed to be written like an alcoholic, right? I mean, never talks about drinking. Talks about drinking juice. But, and like, Olga being the favorite child, you know some people had to be going through something similar. Olga's a super relatable character. And I love her for that. Oh. Oh.
Luck next time.
Oh. So, yeah, that stage sucks. That stage is not... I also wasn't paying attention. I will completely take the blame for that. I bombed.
Arcade.
Let's try that again.
Ren and Stimpy.
You know, I don't know why they made their alts have Christmas hats and not the Fire Dog. The Fire Dogs would have been good, where they have the Dalmatian pattern. I can't believe as a kid I didn't understand her mom was alcoholic and thought she was just neglectful. Yeah, no, it's clearly she was written that way. It's just they couldn't say. It's especially cursed that Ren and Stimpy's taunt here. Oh my god, so... Yeah, Ren and Stimpy's taunt is a reference to one of the few funny parts of Adult Party cartoon. And the devs openly admitted they didn't realize it was from that. And I bet if they did, they probably wouldn't have put it in the game.
Get ready. 3.
I'll show it off real quick before Cora comes to kick my ass. This was from the Adult Party cartoon. I continue to keep doing that. It's clear I don't know how to play Ren and Stimpy. Never got to see it as a kid, but I remember one kid with the tall head being the funny... You talking about Gerald? Gerald was good. They probably didn't screen the reference material they had to work off of. Yeah. They probably didn't. Considering the development of this game, I totally think that. Probably. His design was the Shulker's head. I think that's who you're talking about. If I'm wrong, someone in chat correct me, but yeah, I think you're talking about Gerald. Long head or tall head. Only other tall-headed characters I can think of is maybe Stinky? This really bites. I remember the episode with Stinky where he was the Yahoo Soda spokesman and was going to be given money and he turns it down in the end. And his dad's like, Stinky signed the contract, it's $1 million! And he doesn't because he's got pride. Oh, Stinky! Yeah, Stinky. Stinky is funny. I also like the way he says toilet. He had a snapping turtle in one episode, and they said, oh, they flush Snappy down the turlet! And I swear, I was quoting that for hours. They flush Snappy down the turlet. Never met anybody that calls toilets turlets, but if you do, I'm sorry. I'm not making fun of you. Oh, Gerald. Excuse me, you're talking about Gerald. Yep, Gerald Johansson. The kid with the bong head. One of my other favorite characters on that cartoon. The Jolly Ollie Man is nuts. And it's, Lord, what is his name? Give me just a second. I'm Googling voice actor. Dan Castellaneta is the Jolly Ollie Man, also known as Homer Simpson and the TV show Disney Genie. And he does a good job as Jolly Ollie Man. I remember that episode, and what made him refuse the contract was the course's pride was hurt. Yep, eavesdropping on the managers. Thank you. I forgot the actual, like, plot of that episode, but I remember the ending vividly. Now, listen, that's on Paramount Plus, and you won't regret it. I would binge a little bit of it. The show holds up very well. Definitely one of the better Nicktoons. If you ever get Paramount Plus, or hey, Prismia, you know me, like just DM me, I'll give you my deets. I don't mind sharing it. It's a good show. Let's see. I don't remember a lot of Hey Arnold. Everybody remembers Stoop Kids. It's like one of the most memed on characters in that show. Afraid to leave his stoop. I've not seen Hey Arnold in years, and I still remember it quite. Yeah, it's very well made show. Super well written. A lot of fun facts I know about Hey Arnold too, if I can remember. I talked about the Patakis. I know Hey Arnold itself started as a series of claymation shorts on Sesame Street, of all things. Like, the Arnold character was on Sesame Street before getting pitched to Nick and becoming a show. Anything else? I'm not sure. I know Craig Bartlett is related to I forget his name, Matt Groening, the guy that made Simpsons, through a marriage. I think through maybe one of his wives is related through. Keep forgetting his name. Matt Groening. He's somehow related to the guy that made The Simpsons, what I'm trying to say. Is it like Ed, Edd n Eddy, but less cartoon violence? Hey Arnold? No, I would say it's like a very enjoyable 90s version of Charlie Brown without all the Christian overtones. It's very wholesome, very grounded, but very charming. It can get bleak, but it can get fun. Powdered toast man. Beat his ass. Cannon fight with Ren and Stimpy there. Okay, we got... Oh, I didn't even get to bring up this stage. This is actually a cool reference of, like, all things to pick from Rugrats. This is from an early season episode, Teeter Totter Gulch, which was the Cowboys episode, which has the Tommy meme in his cowboy hat everybody's seen. Hey Arnold is like a very slice of life, tackles a lot of heavy topics and a lot of intelligent wonder. Yeah, it was a really intelligent show. It didn't talk down to its audience. I still remember the episode the Christmas episode where Arnold finds Mr. Wynn's daughter. I think that episode is so sweet.
Ready? 3, 2, 1, go!
Oh yeah, I cried. I cried through my rewatch. I watched that show. I binged Hey Arnold again before the Jungle movie came out, and man, that episode got me teary. It's done really well. The part where they're showing Mr. Wynn give up his daughter when she's a child. Oh my god, tears. Absolute tears. It's sad, but oh shit, I should. Yeah, if there's any Nickelodeon shows I'd recommend, it's Hey Arnold. If you're wanting something with substance. Like I said earlier, my favorite Nicktoon is Kablam, but it's a super variety mixed bag show, and I adore how quirky it is. I would recommend Kablam if you get a chance to watch that too. But I don't know, there's a few Nicktoons I think that hold up, but there's a lot that I liked as a kid that I don't think hold up at all. I remember I was obsessed with Cat Dog as a kid. And I rewatched some of that, and it's just not funny. I can't get into it. That said, I'll always love Winslow. He's a piece of shit. Even if, unfortunately, I see him and think of Shadman now. It's unfortunate. But I'll always love that character. Cat Dog, I don't know. Cat Dog just didn't hold up for me. I was a Nickelodeon kid. Absolutely was a Nickelodeon kid. Until my early teens. And then I was Cartoon Network. I didn't have Cartoon Network when I was really little on my basic cable plan. Just Nick and Disney. Eventually I got Cartoon Network through Dish. Iggy! Thank you for showing up. Hi, Iggy. I was way more into Cartoon Network always. Yeah, Cartoon Network had some good shows, and I got to watch them whenever I got to visit my cousin. Dexter's Lab, Powerpuff Girls, Johnny Bravo. I really loved Courage the Cowardly Dog. Really hope that Warner Brothers fighting game gets some Cartoon Network characters in it. I only saw one episode of Cat Dog, and I made sure I never saw that show. I don't know. I think I liked it because the character designs were appealing to me as a kid, and I didn't understand what was going on, obviously. But I mean, I did. I was smart enough to understand Hey Arnold as a kid, but I didn't find anything kind of bad about Cat Dog. It's just really boring. It's not funny. Kind of reminds me of the more bad modern SpongeBob episodes, if that makes sense. Just I don't know. Just would not recommend Cat Dog. I do have fond memories of the parent episode where like, or like TV movie or whatever, where they find their parents are like a Bigfoot and a frog. It was very cynical, yeah. Great way to describe it. Yeah, it just, there was not much funny about it. Like it was usually just dog harassing cat and getting the short end of the stick. Kind of what happens to Squidward and New SpongeBob. That's probably where that comparison came from. Flapjack, yes. So the 2008 era of Cartoon Network is just, it was just Flapjack and Chowder, and man, I was happy to have those shows. Yeah, that intro, I mean, fun fact, Diggy, one of the execs at Nickelodeon picked up Cat Dog as a full series because of the theme song that was pitched. It was just going to be a series of shorts. Cat Dog was just going to be a series of shorts, and we could have been spared. But the exec loved the theme song so much, it got picked up. Which, I mean, you could watch worse stuff. Chowder is absolutely a treasure. I mentioned earlier when I was showing off character predictions, creator of Chowder also made Harvey Beaks and the newly released Jellystone on HBO Max. Please check his work out. C.H. Greenblatt is a treasure, and wrote some of your favorite SpongeBob episodes, like the Band Geeks episode. Flapjack is probably my favorite cartoon of all time. Flapjack, you know, people like to give Adventure Time the credit for like ushering in the era of the 2010 cartoons, and it, you know, it kind of deserves it. But when you really think about it, Flapjack had so many creators working on it that went on to work in the industry. The guy that made Adventure Time, Pendleton Ward, worked on it. J.C. Quintel, the guy that made Regular Show, wrote for the show. Alex Hirsch, who worked on Gravity Falls, worked on Flapjack. It had a ton of talent. Flapjack is so good. Yeah, thank you, Iggy. That's one reason why I'm confident enough to stream, is because I am loaded with trivia that no other person would probably dare just look up on their own. So I can easily talk people's head off with my knowledge on cartoons and video games. I was just about to say, it's like everyone at work... Yeah, it's what happened. There's a few others, too, but I, for the life of me, can't. I think the guy that went on to do Loud House also worked on it, but he kind of got... You know what happened to him. Anyway, but yeah, no, Flapjack was a treasure. One of my favorite Cartoon Network shows for sure.
Ren and Stimpy versus Ang.
Let's see. You Worm. I laugh at Gravity all the time. Okay. Yeah, like I've said, very bare bones text, but not here for that. Here for the fighting. Have you ever read up on Flapjack's creator? Oh yeah. Yeah, I have. I used to follow him on DeviantArt as a kid. Thurup. His name was Thurup, something Thurup. And I used to follow him on there along with Craig McCracken. Very interesting dude. I don't know much about him. I wish I could talk your head off about personal lives of these people, but I unfortunately don't know that. Van Orman. Yep, Van Orman Thurup. Thank you, Iggy. Flapjack was largely inspired by the creator abandoning the world multiple times and going... Oh! That's interesting. Makes sense, too. Makes sense. It's just, I think what helped me appreciate Flapjack more than I would have as a younger kid is that the time Flapjack and Chowder were on is when Cartoon Network was going through an executive shift and was pushing CN Reel. So you only had those two original cartoons and then stuff licensed from Teletoon like Total Drama Island, which I was too kind of old for it. It didn't appeal to me. I know it's got its fans. I'm not going to shit on it. But I personally didn't care for it. Flapjack also had those... Yeah, Flapjack had some good surreal scenes. I always think of, like, the dude on the ship or out in the sea that would put his fingers together and go, West. Or the 2 pieces of candy. Remember that. Yep. Thorup Van Orman. I'm pretty sure that's his name. I'll Google it real quick. Thorup. Yep, that's the creator of Flapjack. I just didn't know his name by the top of my head.
Get back to it.
I thought he was just the lead voice. No, he created it and he voiced Flapjack. Chowder I especially loved as a kid. I got into, well, teenager. I wasn't a kid at the time when it was out. I loved the fourth wall breaking humor, and I appreciated it because like I got a SpongeBob vibe from it, and rightfully so. I didn't know at the time it was a SpongeBob writer. My favorite joke from that show was the episode where Mung and Chowder and Schnitzel take all the money out of Truffle's cash register, and they buy a bunch of stuff, and by the time the guy comes to collect his money, Mung's like, "We're out of money! Do you know what this means, man?" And the guy's like, "I don't know, you're not getting your deposit on Schmamatoes or something?" And he's like, "No! No money means no animation!" And it just cuts to all the voice actors in the Cartoon Network studio, and they're like, "What are we gonna do?" And they wash cars. We watched Tara Strong sitting on top of a car while everybody else, I can't think of their names off the top, John DiMaggio and the other two voice actors are just washing cars, and then they get enough money to get the animation back. That's my favorite Chowder episode. That bit is so funny. But if you like that, I would recommend Jellystone. There's less fourth wall breaking humor, and it's just more chaotic energy. That show is just chaos. Oh man, that's the clip I've seen posted. Yeah, amazing scene. Absolutely amazing scene. But there's a ton of really good scenes in Chowder. That's just like my favorite and one of the most known. If you've never seen Chowder, find a way to watch it. You won't be disappointed if you like slapsticky, wacky, fourth wall breaking humor type of shows. Yeah, no, I would not say Jellystone is fourth wall breaking. I can't think of any fourth wall breaks. I just think it's chaos. It takes these Hanna-Barbera characters and actually gives them personality, and they're all unhinged. Chowder is on Hulu, and I think it's also on HBO Max, so you've got a few options to watch it. Gumball did a similar thing. Yeah, Gumball's pretty good. I didn't get to watch much Gumball. I've always appreciated its animation. I always liked the way that it went about having a mixed media show. I really like shows with mixed media. Gumball is like postmodern cartoon. Yes. One of the better ones. One of the better ones. It's funny, you know, I've just been sitting here talking about y'all with cartoons, and my brain's been turned off just doing this. That's what I like about these types of games, is that I don't have to pay much attention, and I can just turn my brain off and still have fun. And hopefully y'all are getting some entertainment out of it. If not, at least I'm talking about, like, some interesting things, I guess. Oh yeah, definitely. Well, not much variety in these texts, huh? We turtles don't know the meaning of word defeat. You know the meaning of cancellation. There's like so many different versions of the Turtles. I don't think I ever watched or cared much about Ninja Turtles as a kid. It just didn't appeal to me. I think the Turtles I'm most familiar with, though, are the ones that were on Fox Kids, the 2003 versions. I remember those the most because I would have to watch a little bit of that to watch Kirby Right Back at Ya and Sonic X. I would have to watch the Turtles. It was probably good. It just, action cartoons, I don't know. I was little Jake, little Hibby, I should say. You can call me Jake. I'm not gonna hide my name, but little Hibby was not really big into action shows. That said, toddler Hibby, apparently was into gargoyles. Listen, I don't know anything about gargoyles. I don't remember gargoyles, but my father like found all these old gargoyles toys that I had, and I'm like, when was this? When did I enjoy that show? I remember nothing about it. Oh yeah, I know about it now. Like, I remember it was I've read, well, not remember, I've not watched it, but unless I was a kid, but I've read about that it's a fantastic show, and I should give it a chance. I'd probably like it now. I just can't believe that there was a period of my life where I was like a toddler and I loved that show. You know, I have no memory. None of that show. I think it was like Disney's answer to Batman animated. Like they wanted something a bit serious, and that show was doing really good on Fox. Oh god. Raphael got my ass there. Oh yeah. I did watch the theme song a couple years back, and the guy that voices Goliath, I think is his name. Oh, I forget his name, but smooth voice. I keep spamming like the Booba Awooga Eye move from Stimpy. I love that they've got like a bug-eyed, cartoon-eyed Awooga Booba meme face. And of course, Happy Happy Joy Joy was the victory screen. What else would it be? Let's see.
Arcade.
It's almost 8 o'clock. I think I'll go on for a little bit longer. Play another character. Maybe into 8 or 8:30. Let's see. Let's try out Zim. And I'm gonna go with his human disguise because I actually really like that ult. Keith David. Thank you, Iggy. Keith David. His voice is like molasses. Oh, love Keith David's voice.
Lincoln Loud.
I am Zim. Yes, you are, buddy. Let's do this. I know nothing about Loud House. Just throwing that out there.
Get ready. 3, 2,
Zim is like a trap character. He's got like these bombs. I mean, he's got the gnome bombs. Throw these out. Supposed to hit. He's got Gur, which is supposed to just go forward. You can stop. I think you just keep pressing the button and it can stop. Not really my type of playstyle, which is unfortunate because I love Invader Zim, unironically. But he's not bad. I could probably beat this game right now with Zim. Not sure what that move is. He's holding like a stick. I don't remember what it's from. Let's see. He's got a Mini Moose move, and I love that. One of his down aerials is Mini Moose. Mini Moose is such a short-lived character, and I adore him. Like I mentioned earlier in the stream, he was supposed to be introduced into Season 2 as Zim's second sidekick. And that never happened because the show got cut early. So what ended up happening is they had enough budget to finish the Christmas special, right? And they introduced him in there and retconned it, saying like Zim had abducted some dude or had somebody down on a bed tied up, and he's like, "What's that?" And Zim's like, "Oh, him? That's Mini Moose. He's my sidekick. He's been with me the whole time." Yes, exactly, Diggy. And he gets more like love in the comics, and he was in Enter the Florpus, but I adore Mini Moose. But it's such a strange character. He's a character that was introduced in one episode of the original series and was just kind of just retconned into the whole thing. And even though I would have loved more Zim, I would have loved if they got to do more seasons, I think there's something I can appreciate that's really funny. That there's this legacy character in Zim that was just introduced in the last episode. Nubs of Doom seemed fun. It did. It would have. I don't know if they ever adapted any of the episodes into comics. You know, I've never actually read any of the Zim comics. I really should. If Nickelodeon had canceled the series, Nubs of Doom and Invader Poochie would have been complete. Oh, man. If one day, just one day, and we could have been given the origin episode of Mini Moose. I didn't know that. Are you kidding me? Wow. Comics are really fun. Grab them. Yeah. I've been wanting to read more comics. I know a little bit about some cartoon comics. I brought up the SpongeBob one where Mr. Krabs is like a dictator. There's a really fun comic for SpongeBob while it's on my mind, where they introduce a character that was cut from the original show called Barnacle Bill, which was this sailor with like a log for a body, and he was supposed to be this sailor that sunk to the bottom of the ocean, and he got replaced with Barnacle Boy. But they introduced him in the comics, and I thought that was kind of neat. Happy 20th, yeah. There's been a lot of sad 20th anniversaries for me this year. This year marks the 20th anniversary of Microsoft buying Rare, and then they go and buy Activision this year. I'm not getting into that this time. I'll talk about that on another stream. There's a lot for me to say about that. I'm gonna save that for another day, but yeah, lot of media related anniversaries this year that I'm like, oh boy, I'm old. Oblina is an interesting character that they put in this game, I think. I never did get to watch my Saw Real Monsters. Iggybot is Iggy, thank you for following. I appreciate it. Also, I just ate shit. I don't remember much of All Real Monsters. I remember I had to watch it, but I think I was too young to really like take it in. But I think out of all the monsters they could have put in the game, Oblina was the best choice. I like her silhouette. I like that she's like a candy cane looking thing. I'm glad they went with her over, what is it, Ickis and Crumb. I'm glad they went with her. Yeah, it's like an early Klasky Chupo show, and like I was talking about Rugrats earlier, it's just... Klasky Chupo shows back then were weird. It was like Seinfeld. I would probably like it. You're kind of selling me on it right now, Iggy. Seinfeld, the monster show. All right, dry humor. I'd probably enjoy it. I'd have to be in the mood. I'd probably enjoy it. I think the Grumble is in the All Real Monsters stage. I don't know, I probably played on it since I've been streaming, but he is in that stage.
Outstanding performance.
Ickis had the most focus. Yeah, Ickis was like the leader, but I'm glad they went with Oblina. I think that was the right choice. She's the one I remember the most, so... Oh yeah, very creative character designs. A lot of early Nickelodeon shows had great art direction all around, you know. Nickelodeon, when it became popular, was like this powerhouse of animation, so everybody was wanting to work for them for a while. And, you know, everybody was copying Ren and Stimpy. There was like a few shows that were like very obviously inspired. I think there was one Schnookums and Meat Disney show that was made as a response that nobody remembers. Hi, Shay. I'm just talking about cartoons. Feel free to contribute. I'll probably talk about some trivia. Where are you at DQ2? No, I was not at DQ. I could use some, like a blizzard right about now. Hit him with the mini moose. Yeah, Blizzard. I had Dairy Queen the other day, though. Good stuff. This game got voice acting. Yeah, that's a big problem with voice acting, right? If they did voice acting, I hope they use archived clips, right? Because Oblina's voice actress, I forget, Christine Cavanaugh, thank you. The voice actress who played Chucky in Rugrats and Dexter in Dexter's Lab, and she was Oblina, and I think she was Gosselin in Darkwing Duck. And I'm dead. Whoops. Yeah, she died. She's no longer with us. And,
Defeat.
ugh. You know what? I'm gonna go for it. Let's continue. What was I saying? Oh yeah, that voice actress passed. And Tim Curry is retired. He had a stroke. Like, they can't get him back to do Nigel.
Oh, Lena.
So like, I think if Nick lets them, they should just use archived clips. I think that's the best route. But I would not be shocked if there's voice alikes or people that sound alikes is what I'm trying to say. Cody, no. Do not talk about that song.
Ready.
Maybe if Fred's streaming, you can bring that up, but we're not talking about sample to sing. But yeah, I hope they use archived clips. That way they could get Lorenzo music for Garfield, because no other voice since him really matched it. Like, they got, oh, I can't think of his name, but he's a really famous voice actor. He does Scooby-Doo and Fred in Scooby-Doo, and he's like, hold on. I'll kick myself if I can't think of his name. Let me look him up. Frank Welker. So Frank Welker does Garfield now. And he does an okay job, but I just like Lorenzo Music's take more. So I hope. But it would also be good for Frank to get money. I don't care. If I cared about voice acting, I don't think I'd be playing this right now for y'all. But for people that want it, I hope. Oh, thank you for coming in, Iggy. I appreciate it. I hope you have a good night. Speaking of Darkwing Duck, the DuckTales reboot that came out and was since canceled was... Oh my god. I need to give that a watch. I watched, like, the pilot episode, and then I skipped around and watched the episode with Darkwing Duck. And man, though the twist for Darkwing Duck in that episode was smart. Clever. Very good stuff. I should really binge that show. Watch DuckTales ASAP. When I got a free day, I think I'll binge it. Trying to think of what I've watched recently. Not a lot of shows. Last show I think I watched entirely was the Chucky TV show. The one on AMC. Is it AMC or USA? Like the doll, like the murder doll. I liked it. It's, you know, it's not great, but that's... And, I don't know, I've been watching a lot of horror. I think the last movie I watched out of choice was the Blair Witch Project for the first time. And man, loved that. I can see why people got scared of that back in the day. Maybe 2002 should be the year I start regularly watching. Cody, but dude, if I make a Discord, if y'all are here for me to talk about cartoons and a cartoon like-minded people, I'll stream some cartoons on Discord. We'll watch some stuff, man. Y'all don't have streaming services? I got your back. You want to watch some of this stuff with me? I'll set up, if y'all are interested, I'll set up a Discord and we'll have watch-togethers. I would actually really like that. I would love to share cartoons with y'all. One of my biggest passions. Yeah, maybe I'll stream Hey Arnold for you if you wanna hop in a Discord sometime. God, Oblina is horrible to fight on this stage. It's just because it's so big. Full Zim watch along. I mean, we could probably breeze through that pretty quickly. Probably could. Time to fight SpongeBob.
Versus SpongeBob.
Time to fight SpongeBob. I do not like this stage either. That cereal bowl is easy to gimp on. You're all doomed. How tough am I? You got a new bottle of ketchup? That's a pretty good quote. I'll give him that.
Ready, 3,
Sponge boop himself.
go.
Yeah. Well, yeah, like I said, if anybody's interested in that, I'll probably make a Discord soon, and I would love to set up and maybe watch cartoons with y'all for anybody interested. I know about a couple weeks ago, my friend Shay in here was streaming Dexter's Lab, and I was watching that for the first time in years, and that was a good rewatch. So many good episodes of that show. Another fun thing I did that I'd like to do, I found a whole recording of a Cartoon Fridays block that happened in the 90s and watched the whole thing on stream once, and that was a trip. Commercials and all. Ugh. Come on, get out! Ugh. Whoa. Oh, jeez. I lost track of where I was at for a second. Too busy trying to change my face. So yeah, there's a few yikes episodes. There is a few. Yeah, Cartoon Fridays on Saturdays. I wish I could find more, but it's just the one. I found just like one full block of Cartoon Fridays preserved. I feel like these quotes should just appear in speech bubbles. Yeah, like they don't do much as far as adding like an element of arcade. You know what I mean? It's definitely cheap. I'll call it out for that, but not much you can do when you don't have any voice actors. They, you know, better than nothing, I guess. I do not know how to play Zim very well. He's got very, like, pointy hitboxes. This is a good... Whoa! I just got toasted! There we go. Probably using the gnome some. Okay, so the bacon grease is doing my job. Oh my god, SpongeBob. There we go. Real question. Would it have been better if they had Phil from PR doing all the voices? Phil from PR. Fill me in on who that is. I'm drawing a blank. Or if that's a joke that's flew over my head. Half-Life Zombie Gnome. Gnome Chomsky. I do love me some Gnome Chomsky. Oh my god. Collecting Gur back to me, Zim. You already killed my show before. I'm not letting you kill me now. Too many cartoons have died at your hands. Okay. Oh, that happened? Alright. Just some random person. Oh. Okay, so it was a joke. I mean... No, I don't know. I think some people would have liked it, but then the thing would have been, oh, these characters don't sound like them. That's so weird. There would have been something to complain about, you know? I don't know if it would have been better. I don't know. It wouldn't have affected me. I think I find other things in this game to appreciate. I appreciate the little things. Just like the references, the movesets. We could do better. We could probably do better voices. Smashing. Now this stage has some good music. It's like a trap remix of All Real Monsters. At least at the beginning.
3, 2, 1, go!
Dubstep Howie Long. Yes. Oh yeah, I mentioned earlier, there's the Grumble. He's back there on that chair. I think comically bad impressions would have given this game unique charm. Yeah, I won't deny that. That's valid. I think better than nothing. I know that Cartoon Network Punch Time Explosion didn't have all the voice actors in it. I know Tara Strong did a few of them. I think she did all the Powerpuff Girls in that game, and it's noticeable. But I think it would have given it some charm, yeah. I won't deny that. I don't know if it would have been better, but it would have been charming. Would have been better if they just forked out the money for voice actors. I mean, you've got Warner Brothers making a free-to-play game with not just like Cartoon Network, but like their entire IP libraries at hand there. and it's got really good voice actors. Not as good gameplay, I would say, as this, from what I've heard from impressions, because it's focused on 2v2. But it looks like it's got a lot more budget put into it. I know Viacom's got to have some money. They gave like almost $1 billion to Trey Parker and Matt Stone to make 14 specials for Paramount Plus. So I know they're loaded. What if everyone was doing shitty impressions, but they got Bill Murray? I would.
Time out.
Don't joke about that, Cody. I probably would have not purchased this. Actually, no, I'm joking. But I don't know if I want. I mean, I would have been okay. I don't want Bill Murray Garfield. I do know that movie did things to me, man.
Until next time.
Like, but one outlandishly expensive. Oh, I get what you're saying. Like, they got really shitty impersonators, but they got Bill Murray. They paid a boatload of money for him, even though it's like, I don't want him. Oh, that's rough. I get. Oh, don't know about that, Chief. Be gone with you. Have a taste of my hyper-corrosive croutons. Okay, that's actually a thing. One of his moves is hyper-corrosive croutons. I don't know why Toast has croutons, but hey. I don't want to or can understand what John K. was thinking, nor do I want to. Let's see. God, I bet Bill Murray's more expensive than the rest of the game. Maybe! Dude's a talented actor. What if they put real-life Bill Murray in Oz? Oh, like, no. What if real-life Bill Murray was the stage in Multiverses? Into the Murrayverse. Shut up. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, we got Batman versus Steven Universe on Bill Murray. That's one reason why I am excited about Multiverses, is the potential in that game is crazy. I mean, with Viacom here, they just went with Nick, so you only got the Nicktoons to really work with. You can't put in stuff like Beavis and Butthead or South Park or Star Trek or whatever else Viacom owns that is popular. But with Warner Brothers Multiverses game, it's like, it's picking from like all their properties, so like you could put in some whack stuff. I might share some of my ideas for that one when I finish this match, because I think it's almost time to wrap up. Let's see. Just make a shitty... Yeah, no, it's like the Great Cave Offensive, but it's Bill Murray's body. Why did... Bill Murray took some questionable roles in the 2000s. I don't know what Bill Murray was thinking. I mean, I know what he was thinking about Garfield, but Osmosis Jones on paper doesn't sound like a good role. Not a bad movie. I like that movie. Just, on paper, it sounds super strange. Oh my god, Powdered Toast Man just jumping over all my moves. Tiger. I saw Osmos once, so confused. I watched it recently with my partner. By recently, I mean last year. Is weird, but I liked it. I still hate the scene when the pimple gets popped. I want to vomit when I see that scene. Absolutely want to hurl when the pimple the pimple gets popped without the permit, as they say. Yeah, take that mini moose. Oh yeah, there's Mondo Gecko. There he was. Whoever brought that up earlier. Shay? Shay, please. You're my friend, but do not pop my pimples. You know what? I feel like hell today. Let's go to Carnival stage.
Patrick.
That's me when thinking about you popping my pimples. No bueno. You... Okay, I don't like that quote. That's a little... I mean, I know it's Zim, but that kind of... No. That's Mr. Dr. Professor Pat. I don't remember that one. That's probably from an episode.
Play nice. 3, 2,
I mean, you could...
1.
You know what? I'll let you peel my dry skin, but you can't pop my pimples. That's a step too far. This stage is hell to fight on. Easily my least favorite. And I don't like those big stages because they take forever to win on. But this one, topped with the music, is just not fun. Do sloths have dry skin? I'm itchy all the time, so let's say yes. I'm an itchy lad. This is easily one of the stages I fought on all day. Oh my god, Patrick! Patrick, come down here. You know what? You're gonna gimp me like that, I'm gonna gimp you. Or gravity is gonna gimp me.
Defeat.
Well then. Well, I refuse to lose like that. Round 2 on hill. That's a quote from season 3 or 4 when Sandy's trying to impress the chimps. Oh, I don't remember that episode. I dropped off around season 4, so... There's so much SpongeBob I've not seen. So much SpongeBob. It's almost Simpsons level of stuff I've not seen. Sloths probably do not have dry skin because they urinate on themselves to keep themselves clean. Interesting fact. Thank you, Aristotle. Yeah, I actually chose green not only because, well, for my VTuber here, but green's my favorite color, but I also like to think I'm just mossy, you know? But I also relate to sloths on a personal level. Like, I'm always sleepy, and sloths are most, what's the word I'm trying to say? They're easily in most danger when they're taking a shit, and I feel like I have the fight to fight for my life in the toilet, so I relate to that when it comes to sloths. I only know that because I was homesick and it was on and frustrated me. Okay. That's valid. There's a lot of shows I watched when I was sick at home. I think Baby Looney Tunes was the show that everybody knows of because they were homesick. That's like one of them. Oh my god. Patrick. There we go. Come back over here, buddy. Okay, no, the hitbox is... Oh my god, the... Oh, no, I'm not fighting there. Let's see. Yeah, Baby Looney Tunes was the cartoon everybody saw when they were sick at home. I'm trying to think of some other stuff. I don't know. There was this Superman dog show that I didn't like either that was on when I was homesick. I don't remember what it was called. Okay, I got one stock. I gotta be careful. I say as I get thrown.
Better luck next time.
You know, I think as far as this game goes, I think I'm gonna beat Patrick. And that's where I'm gonna stop streaming the game. But I won't be done with the stream just yet. I'll go over a couple other things before I wrap up. The only show I got when I was homesick was Price is Right. That checks out. The non-fungible... Oh, Crypto. Yeah, it was Crypto the Super Dog is what I was thinking of. That was on when I was homesick, but I didn't really like it. It felt like how Baby Looney Tunes was geared for little kids. That show felt like it was geared for little kids, which is probably why it was on at that time. You know?
Play nice. 3, 2, 1. Dance.
Huh? At least Price is Right taught you how to spade and neuter your dogs. Or to do it. I hope they didn't teach you how. That would be questionable. I love that Patrick has the "No, this is Patrick" telephone move. That's such a nice touch. I'll be honest, Patrick probably wouldn't be giving me this much hell if I wasn't on the carnival stage and playing Zim, because Zim is very much a keep away character, and I don't know how to play characters like that very well. Ooh. I was trying to grab his ass. Let's see. I gotta get away from there. Because that's why. I keep thinking to go there, and it's the worst idea. Bob Parker never went into specifics. Good. He better not. Oh, I just got railed by a railroad track there. Coaster. Patrick. Okay. I'm gonna give it one more. I'm not gonna put you guys through hell. I'm gonna give it one more. I'm gonna give it one more shot. Patrick is kicking my ass. Win the game, forehead. I'm trying! I'm trying! It's harder than it looks. Please fill us in on how you got railed. So, you know, I was minding my own business, and then the roller coaster came by and railed my ass. Alright. This time for real.
3, 2, 1.
Hi, Chi. Thank you for coming in. So good to see you. To kill me. I hate this music. Patrick is actually one of the worst characters in the game, so I'm ashamed I'm losing to him right now. That grapple move, though. Nice. Nice. How have you been doing, Chi? Doing good? Thank you for showing up. I'm just about to wrap up soon, but I appreciate you coming to my stream. Doesn't matter how bad B is. It's about how much worse you are at Zim. Yeah, I am terrible at Zim. And I love Zim. I want to be good at him. This song is Nightmare Fuel, and it's bad that I've had to play it 4 times with Patrick here because I keep losing. Oh my god! No, I refuse. Okay, this is starting to get silly. Oh, I fucked myself up. Okay. What do you say, chat? One more, or should I give it up on it? Should I give it one more try? I said I'd stop after this one, but if I could do one more. All or nothing. Okay. I'm gonna get him. This has been the only time in this game where I begin getting my ass handed to me. But I will get it. I promise you guys, I will not leave you. I will not leave y'all tonight without beating this stage. Such a bad mashup, though. I think you're right, Akira. I think this is just a really bad stage for Zim. And Patrick can get back on the stage easily because he has a really good recovery.
3, 2, 1, go!
Maybe I should just be this. Be cheap about it. If it works, I guess. Okay. All right. You can't make this shit up, folks. Zero to deathed him with a gnome. Okay, that's my bad. I'm staying away from there. Clearly that's been my problem this whole time. Oh my god! You just tried to fucking spike me, buddy. I'm not having that. Okay. One more. Oh my god. Patrick, chill. I could beat your ass if I wasn't Zim, but I'm Zim, so... Oh god! Oh! That coaster flung me to the other side of the map. This stage is scary. Glove World's still sounding great as usual. Hey, buddy. Hey, Davis. You're wrong. This stage is scary. No. Okay. Believe in me, y'all. This is about to get scary. Get away from there. Oh god. Are you kidding? Are you kidding? Are you kidding? No. Oh my god. I was so close. No. I can't. This stage. I'm telling you, I told y'all from the start, this is the worst stage. And it is. Pray for me, guys. You know, I was wanting to come onto this stream earlier today and praise that good aspects, but now I'm starting to find more things to hate about it. This is the opposite of what I wanted.
3, 2, 1, fight!
Come on, Patrick. Okay, he just broke my gnome. I forget you can grab in air. That's scary. I'm a moron for doing that. Okay. But then again, Zim's recovery is a little... I'm not even gonna try and be fair about it at this point. I'm just ready to wrap this game up for y'all. Unfortunately, I gotta drop out, but I hope you can beat their nemesis. Cody, it's been a pleasure, buddy. Thank you so much for showing up. Can't wait to have you back around. You take care. That's right. Let the stage kick your ass, Patrick. This stage, man. Who thought? Who programmed this? Ludosity, you got some explaining to do. Stay away from me. Okay. Hit the soy button. Oh, I'm trying. Glove World was in like season 1. It was rock bottom. It was the episode where SpongeBob sees the underwater. He gets on that boat to Glove World, and then they go to rock bottom, and it's all those undersea creatures. And he can't get back home. He's trapped for a bit. I can't believe this is how I have to win. I mean, if it works, I guess. Finally! Finally! We did it! V-Day episode? Yeah, it's part of the V-Day episode. The V-Day episode was the other half of it, Shay. We did it! I was gonna wrap up there, but let's beat Toph. It's the last one, after all.
Versus Toph.
You don't even know, Davis. I fought Patrick 5 times. And it wasn't even because Patrick was hard. It was the stage, dude. Glove World is broke. Sim says, you come to me, your greatest, most amazing enemy. I don't think y'all know each other. I wish you were putting up more of a fight, but it was still fun. We haven't even fought. Okay, neither of these texts make any sense.
Nice. 3, 2, 1.
First try, what am I saying? Yeah, first try. First try. First try, yeah, first try. Last battle on fucking Cat Dog's house. Alright. I just spent like 30 minutes ago complaining about how Cat Dog didn't age well. But yeah, I forgot you can like simply wave dash in this game. The blind kid can whoop all the ass. That kid is blind. If he loses, he has to graduate. Ow. Yeah, I'm gonna beat up a blind kid. I have no morals right now. Hibby's first and last stream. Don't even joke, you might be right. Nah, I'm just kidding. I'm just getting started. Even if you have Ren and Stimpy using male pronouns for the uncle quote, regardless of who they're fighting, so there's still possibility of using. That's weird. I had to pause just so I could read that because I'm afraid to lose. But damn, I didn't know that. Thank you for telling me. What I get for trying to show off wave dashing. Nice block. Yeah. Let's see. The gnomes. Let's do this. Who knew Zim's garden gnomes could be such good in battle? Such good. Such a good tool in battle. Excuse me, English is my first language, I'm just stupid. There we go! There we go. And we went through single player tonight with Garfield, Reptar, Ren and Stimpy, and Zim. You know, given my desk, I should have went with SpongeBob, but... Well, you know, why do that? Why do that? Why do that? I was gonna show y'all something. I think that's it for Nick Brawl tonight. But I did want to show y'all something before I go. I think one of y'all, we were talking about multiverses, and I went into about how that game has such a crazy potential for characters. I made a wish list for it. Let me see if I can find it, and I'll put it on screen. It's somewhere in one of my folders. Here we go. Let me shrink it down a bit. So I made a wish list for this game when it got announced. This is the crazy type of crap I want to see. Toonami Tom, Freakazoid, Austin Powers, Kangaroo Jack, Darla Dimple from Cats Don't Dance on the back of Max. I kind of want Robbie Rotten, but it would kind of be in bad taste since his actor's dead. But yeah, that's a Warner Brothers property. It's a crazy one. Al Jolson from that really obscure Looney Tunes short. You know, I love to sing about the Moona and the Juna and the Springa. That one will never happen, but you can't stop me for asking for it. You need Zorak? Yeah, I put in Space Ghost, Brack, Zorak, all of them. Brack's my favorite. I love Brack. But yeah, no, I would take any Space Ghost representation for that game. But yeah, Kangaroo Jack, yeah, Jackie Legs. That's another movie. You think Garfield was disappointing when I went to see that in theaters? Jackie Legs, fucking Kangaroo Jack, misled every child that watched previews for that because all the previews were just the kangaroo rapping and singing, and you thought you were gonna go watch a movie about a rapping, dancing kangaroo, and then you go to the movies and it's a heist movie, and the kangaroo's barely in it, and talks in like one scene, and it's a dream sequence. Huge letdown. But you can make it up, Warner Brothers. Just put him in multiverses, and all will be forgotten. All will be forgotten. Well, I think that wraps it up for tonight. This has been a really fun stream. I'll be honest with you guys. I was a little nervous before getting started today. I didn't know if I would have much to talk about, but I'm really grateful for how many people tuned in for my first stream. We got 17 people watching right now, and you've all been really great, and I'm glad I could talk with you guys and, you know, teach you a few trivia things about cartoons and video games. It's been a lot of fun. And before I go, let me see. I think, do I have my schedule somewhere? I think I could just pull it up. For anybody that isn't following me, I'll just pull that up real quick. Anybody that might have tuned in and found me on Twitch. There was a couple of y'all. Let's see. Here's my schedules. So this is my first week This is my first week streaming. Today was Nick Brawl. J stands for is now following. Thank you, Davis. Appreciate it, buddy. Thank you so much. Glad I got to catch some of it. Of course, Chi, thank you. It means a lot to have relative support. Love you. And all my friends, like friends from different parts of my life. I've got friends that I've known for 10 years. Some I've known for a few weeks, like Aristotle here, and who just followed me. Thank you. Friends that I've known for a long time and a short time, and it means a lot. It really does. But anyway, for the schedule, today was Nick Brawl. I had been planning this since like October or November, so I wanted to get this one out of the way. Thursday will be Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, or I guess just Brilliant Diamond. I don't know why I'm calling it both. It's 2 games, but it'll be a shiny hunt. What Pokemon I'm hunting, I don't know yet. I'm running out of Pokemon kind of to hunt. I have 2 boxes of shinies already. I've been doing this daily. I have a problem. This is a cry for help. Please help. Please. Please. Just kidding. I have fun with it. And then Saturday night's going to be a blast because I'm going to be playing my favorite video game ever on my Nintendo Switch. We're going to be playing Banjo-Kazooie. And I'll be playing for hours. You know, I did like maybe 2-hour, 30-minute stream here. I'm going to be going a long time Saturday night. I don't have to go to bed. So feel free to check in on that. I'm going to have a good time playing Banjo. But yeah, that's what to expect. If you want to keep up with me, I'm HibbySloth on everything. You can find me on Twitter if you use Twitter at all. But yeah, thank you all so much for tuning in. It's been a pleasure to share this mixed bag of a game with you. You know, I really, like I said, I wanted to come in praising it, and there is a lot to praise, but that fight with Patrick on Glove World really made me reconsider some things, man. Really made me reconsider some things. But it's been great. Thank you so much for coming in. I'll see you all on Thursday. Take care, y'all, and have a good night.